Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My CBS Fix. As always, I hope you had a wonderful week. In this week's Parasha Shalach, the Torah tells us the story of how Moses sent in spies, or tourists rather, to go into the land of Israel, scope it out, check it out, see all the good that's there. And instead, they came back and they reported an evil report about the land. The Torah then calls them spies. So in the past, we discussed what's the difference between a tourist and a spy. But today I'd like to justify the spies a little bit and get a little deeper understanding of what exactly it was their sin was. Now, suppose that you went on a trip. Let's say you went down to Panama. And in Panama, you saw incredibly beautiful things, from mountains and rivers, lakes and oceans. You're able to stand in Panama at one part, and you're right near two oceans. Of course, you can't really see them both at the same time, but they're really, really close to each other. The beauty there, the rainforests, there's much beauty over there. And there's much to report when you come back. When you're going to come back, you're going to tell everybody about all the beautiful things that you saw if you can't upload them to Facebook like everybody does today. But you actually want to come back with some memories. And that's what you'll do. You'll come back and say about all the beautiful things. You won't really talk about the bad bathroom experience that you had, that it was dirty, because it's so tiny in comparison to the greatness of your trip. And therefore, if somebody would come back and talk about the bathroom, how dirty it was, people would look at them weird. That's what your focus is on. And the Jewish people seem to have done the same thing. They went into the land of Israel. They saw a beauty like you can't imagine. The fruits growing and dripping literally with honey. And there were rivers of honey underneath the fig trees. That's how big the fruits were. And they were also the giants, as we spoke in the past, that they came back and they complained about the giants. Now, let's get into this one. Let's go back to our Panama story. Imagine if in Panama you saw all these beautiful things, or in Florida, or wherever it is your favorite vacation resort, and all of a sudden, as you were coming over the mountain, all of a sudden you came face to face with a T-Rex, and you were scared out of your mind. It shook you to the core. That is something that could live with you even for the rest of your life. You could be so scared and so nervous that when you would get back, if you were miraculously saved from this T-Rex, or if you were able to escape from it, all you would talk about was a T-Rex. You were scared, and what about your trip? And all you would talk about is this T-Rex. Or if you saw this massive giant that could just squash you instantly, and it would scare you, shake you to the core like that, that's all you would talk about. Because it's hard to bridge mentally the good versus the evil when the evil is so astounding and so amazing in fright that it shakes you to the core. And that's all our forefathers, or 10 of the 12 spies, were guilty of. This terrible sin. They saw these giants over there and they got nervous. And explicably so. Or, we can understand exactly why they would. I would do the same thing. So the sin against them is that they weren't so great in stature that they weren't able to overcome this mental roadblock. Kalev and Joshua were able to, but these people were shaken to the core, and our blame for them is that they weren't mental giants themselves. Something that we ourselves Hashem would never consider to be a sin. Anyway, I just want to share that thought with you. Have a good Shabbos. Talk to you.